HOA gave me 24 hours to demolish my ranch, so I quietly raised their rent 10x. That was the subject line of the email I woke up to at 6:12 a.m. No warning, no prior notice, just a PDF attachment stamped final violation. According to the HOA president, my ranch was non-compliant, unauthorized, and had to be torn down within 24 hours, or they begin fines, liens, and law enforcement involvement. I read it twice, then I smiled, because my ranch wasn't in their HOA, it never had been. The ranch had been standing there for decades, long before their cookie-cutter homes existed. What most people didn't know was that the entire neighborhood had been built on land leased from me years earlier, back when developers needed acreage fast. The HOA board never negotiated the lease themselves, they inherited it, and clearly, they never read it. Instead of responding emotionally, I did exactly what they demanded. I documented everything. The emails, the threats, the fake bylaws they quoted, even the follow-up message where the HOA president CC'd half the neighborhood claiming I was refusing compliance, and neighbors started whispering. Some avoided eye contact, others told me I should just cooperate. I didn't argue, I forwarded everything to my attorney, then we pulled the original lease from county records. Buried deep inside the contract was a clause most people overlook, a rent adjustment provision. If the lessor was subjected to harassment, false enforcement, or legal threats outside the scope of the agreement, rent could be recalculated at market rate, immediately, and it was ironclad, so I waited. Right on schedule, the HOA scheduled an emergency board meeting. They invited lawyers, they invited residents, they even invited local code enforcement. They did not expect me to attend, but I did. I walked in calmly, carrying a thin folder, no shouting, no speeches. I waited until they finished explaining how I had 24 hours left. Then I stood up. I introduced myself, not as a violator, but as their landlord. Silence. I placed the lease on the table, highlighted the clause, displayed the emails and timestamps. I explained very politely that their demolition order triggered a rent reassessment. Then I read the new number. 10 times higher, retroactive, due immediately. If unpaid, eviction proceedings would begin, not against homeowners, but against the HOA itself. The HOA president went pale. Board members started flipping pages they'd never read before. Their attorney stopped taking notes. No one spoke. I closed my folder, thanked them for their time, and walked out. By the end of the week, the demolition order disappeared. The apology email arrived. And the rent payments increased. I never raised my voice. I never broke the law. I just followed the contract. The funny thing about power is this. It's quiet when it's real, and it always favors the person who actually read the paperwork.